What is going on, guys? This is Shindu with my awesome co-host, the very funny Miss Jasmine Ellis this way. And
Hey.
welcome to the first episode of my podcast called Off the Clock.
Hey
I'm very
guys, thanks
excited.
for having me. I'm so excited. I have no idea what we're gonna get into, but if it's you, it's a good idea. So I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something. In case y'all don't, and this is if you're watching on my Facebook or on YouTube, whatever, in case y'all do not know, Jasmine Ellis is one of the funniest comedians I know. All right. Let me tell y'all. So y'all are in for a great treat. She's one of the hosts I have for the series. Please get used to her face. She's gonna be part of this channel now. She's a part of the Laughter family. Please follow her, check out her comedy as well, and show her the utmost respect in the comment section. As we all know, the Laughter family will. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna do like a tight 45 today, though, because we both got things to do. We're both very busy comedians, though. So we're gonna get y'all good tight 45. Okay. This is gonna be our weekly podcast. And if you want to join the Patreon, you will be privy to a bonus episode every single week of this podcast with myself and a variety of other very funny and talented guest hosts. Now, without further ado, we're gonna get into our first topic today: Wakanda Forever.
Did you see it? Okay. Now, do we have to warn people like spoilers? Like, how far are we gonna get into it?
At this point, we're recording this on a Thursday. If you ain't seen this movie, too bad. All right, whatever. I'm sorry.
I disagree. I believe the universal standard is you have until if the movie comes out on a Friday, you have 2 Fridays to see it. Okay, I think that 2 Fridays. I think you give people. So I think, in all fairness, next Monday would be the most appropriate. But this your show, you're in charge. But like, I just want to make it clear to the anti-spoiler community, I did what I had to do. I avoided this. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So it's kind of funny because I watched this movie with zero expectations. I don't even remember seeing any previews. And now all I see are previews and trailers for it after I've already seen it. But I went into there with like zero expectations. And I mean, of course, Chadwick Boseman left this huge, shoes to fill. And there was so much for them to do. And I think they executed it perfectly. Now, I stayed off the internet until after I saw it. So I didn't get to see all the hating ass comments. And I've seen them recently. And it's just like, it's coming from a very specific kind of person who hates it. They either A, are not even going to see it to begin with, and they're just regurgitating other talking points, or B, they got issues with their mama and they want to make it everybody else's problem. So like, I don't really need to hear from that particular wounded man, like go back to arguing over who makes plates. Like, I really don't care what you have to say about this movie. But have you been seeing that kind of dude who's mad? Have you been seeing that kind of dude?
I have been as well too, and at first I want to say I love the movie. It was an amazing movie, and I've seen that too. And I'm just like, God, bro, chill out. Like, what is these? The same people who are talking about this are the same people who didn't like Woman King. Like, fam, just don't go watch it if you don't want to see it. Just don't.
Okay, Woman King had some other issues going on because of the historical, like. There's something, and I read into this a little bit, but there's something about that specific tribe that that is different. But here's the thing: is this absolves that issue because Wakanda Forever is in a fictional universe. We can do anything we want this universe. So it's really funny when people want to watch a movie with their own sentiments about this real world, and they're like, "Why can't it be this way?" And it's like, no, it just can't. But yeah, I love what they did. I think that the actress playing Shuri, and forgive me for not remembering her name, did a fantastic job with this. I think now it was long. Heads up, if you got a little bladder, it's long. It's really, really long. I don't know what to tell you, but like, just be fully prepared for that. I was fighting for my life. It is long, but I think it's because it's like they had to make 2 movies in one. Like, one movie about grieving T'Challa, and then another movie about the battle to protect vibranium, basically. So I thought that was really good. I love the villain. I loved that. Listen. Can I get a little thirsty this morning? Can I?
Go ahead. Listen, go ahead.
Okay, this man is exactly my type. And not that my type is like an underwater fish Mayan, but let me explain my type. My type is this exact build. Like, I heard there was like this creator, this animator. It wasn't the animator. It was some weird incel dude who was saying that the animator is in better shape than the guy playing Namor. And I'm like, Namor's in great shape. But they're talking about like he's not buff, like he's not skinny buff. I don't give a hell about skinny buff. I don't care about skinny. That's not what I like. My body type, my preferred type is See, I would have gone pro, but then I tore my ACL. So now I can kind of lift weights, but like 2 days out the month, like that. Like I like big arms, a belly, a little back fat, and then free trunks for legs. That is what I like. I like the kind. Yes, I like feeling like he can pick me up and it ain't gonna matter, but he can only walk 3 steps. I love that. That is my sir, like just anybody watching this, I am married to exactly what I just described. So a shorter version of that. So he's actually not short. He's 5'10", which is the official height that men start lying at. So when I tell people he's 5'10", they be assuming he's 5'8", but he really is 5'10". Like I've been to the doctor with him. I know he's 5'10". But
you check the official height.
It's the official lying height. Have you? Oh my gosh! How tall are you, Tennadu?
I'm 6'1".
6'1", and you for real 6'1"?
No, for real 6'1".
Yeah, it's a lot of dudes who are 6'1" is another lie about height because there's something about saying 6 foot exactly that feels like a lie. So dudes that are like 5'10", 5'11" love to say they're 6'1". Like.
They will, and dudes that wear Timberlands that never take them off, dudes that wear like the elevated shoes, they'll go with that whole lie. They take them shoes off, bro. Take them off. 5'10" and 3/8 is what I thought.
That is hilarious. Don't tell me these doctors in New York are just like deducting Tims off your chart.
Hey, take off the Tims, sir. Nah, son, this is my okay. All right, you're 6'3", sure. They lying. By the way, guys. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What was your favorite part of Wakanda Forever?
Honestly, and this is just like the emotional part of me. I was in that movie theater. The opening Marvel signature, that part that tore me up, man. All that of Chadwick, because I felt the movie was letting the audience like, of course, see the mourning of King T'Challa, but also Chadwick Boseman. So I felt like they combined both of them in the movie in a way. As I was watching it, though, because I felt like while watching T'Challa, though, but also, the person behind it. And, I know this will be his most famous role in his career that he's done, whatever. So I felt like on Marvel, that part just tore me up, man. I mean, the whole movie was amazing. I love how they shifted Shuri to be the main character. Because I know ideally they just had her not as the main character, of course, but since he passed. And in the comics, she becomes Black Panther. So I like how they kept that in line, though. Someone was like, she should have been Black Panther. I was like, you didn't read the comics then, because she does become Black Panther.
Yeah, like a lot of the haters did not read the comics.
They didn't.
There's this belief that there's like I saw one comment that was insane. It said it was anti-Black male racial idolatry, which is just like, congratulations on using 7 words wrong. Like none of those words go together whatsoever.
At all.
And it's like she becomes Black Panther in the comics anyway. So again, like I said, it felt like they were fusing 2 movies. So it's like we moved forward on several storylines at once. But it was the right thing to do. I think it was like the best way to carry it. And it was like they handled grief in a way that was like, you have to fast forward because then you're just mourning. You know what I mean? And you got to show that things get complicated and messy and people are angry. And a lot of, like all of those placations you say like, oh, he's in a better place. They feel hollow when you're in your place living without someone. So I think grief is just such a beautiful and complicated thing to show on film. So I loved it. I thought they did great. Like you said, with that opening scene with not opening, but it was like the Marvel.
That Marvel thing, that thing they do.
My theater was completely quiet. And then there was this kid who I don't think was paying attention. And then he looked up and was like, oh, damn, R.I.P. And it was just like, oh my God, I hate you. I hate you so much.
I hate this world. Like, what? My theater was so silent too. Like, if you could hear people tearing up, crying, like, you hear people. And I know for me, I was sitting here, I was trying to thug it out, like, no. And that's just when I felt, oh my God. Because for me, I felt that movie, and some people argue me that's down though, but that movie helped make it cool to be African in this era. Because when I was African in 92, I was getting called African booty scratcher. And now in 2022, everybody's saying Nigel no carry last. What the hell? What? Since when? But I felt Black Panther helped usher that in. It made it cool. I'm seeing people wearing like African attire in movie theaters. if they feel more comfortable with it now. Like you have artists like WizKid and Burna Boy, like Afrobeats wave. I felt Black Panther was a part of that to kind of usher that in. So like it made me feel it was. And again, Wakanda's not real, but the African pride I brought that I feel it brought on to a lot of people was very real. And so I appreciated it. I love the introduction of Riri Williams because she's going to be the next Iron Man, Ironheart. So I like that they had her in there. And the only thing I didn't like with her character in here was that at the end, I stay to the end. You know, Marvel theaters, you gotta stay till the janitor come out. All right, you gotta stay to the very end to know nothing else happening. I wanted a type of cutaway in the end where either Pepper Potts pulls up or Happy pulls up from Stark, like, "Hey, Riri Williams, we want to offer you a job." I wanted something like that to set up Ironheart, or I guess in my head.
I was disappointed there wasn't another scene to like bring us back into the universe. I mean, they did give us the heads up, or again, spoiler about T'Challa Jr. And since the next villain that we have to worry about is a time traveling Time Lord, we can absolutely have future T'Challa come whoop his ass. Like it can, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that is a beautiful way to literally continue that storyline. Like, you know what I mean? They're staying true to the comics, but also acknowledging grief. And I think that was beautifully done. Now, what you just said about Black Panther making it cool to be African, I noticed that too, because it's been an interesting juxtaposition, because I had to kind of break this down for one of my friends who didn't really understand that. I was like, no, I'm telling you, like in the 90s, like kids would make fun of African kids. Like it was stupid. I didn't do it. I always thought it was dumb. But then it was also an interesting thing because I think it was like kind of you ever heard the expression dogs bark at dogs? Yeah. When you feel less than, you bark at someone who you perceive as equal to you. So that I feel like a lot of Black kids felt like they should pick on African kids because they were Black but different. And it was just like really it was an embarrassing time, but I'm so glad we've outgrown that as a culture. Like I love, but it is interesting. I think it's because like Black Americans, you know, you have a country, you are American, but so many people are always trying to erase the Black part, erase the history, because it comes from a legacy of slavery, and they don't want to admit, you know, that's why we're trying to erase CRT in this country. So it's like, oh, I don't know, just be American, forget about being Black. And then we can't be African. And that has been, I don't know if you've seen like the online diaspora wars, but there are a lot of like a lot of African people who are very critical of Black people embracing Africanness because it's really not ours. But like, how are we supposed to feel connected to it when we like that history's erased from us? And it's existing in the fantasy of Wakanda is a lot of fun for Black people, and I completely get it. You know, I've kind of been like, haven't known how to teeter with it. Like I wondered if it would be disrespectful or cultural appropriation to wear kente or something like that, because it's just not something I grew up wearing. You know, like
in my opinion, on the real, every Black person, you have African ancestry. So I've always felt that way. I've always felt like we're the same people to me. And I always felt like growing up, that was an issue because Africans and Black Americans, how they put it, are a lot more similar than they'll ever want to admit to. Because I'm, you know, my mom's from Houston, my dad's from Nigeria. So I'm with both sides, whatever. And I always felt like it's all of our history too. And I felt like slavery. So I mean, I know it's what people on Wakanda though, but I felt like it was such an atrocity because with slavery, it erased so many people's history.
Yeah.
And like I felt that was one of the greatest atrocities of it, because I know we have Latin friends that can speak Spanish. You know, you have friends who can speak Chinese, things like that, whatever. They know where they come from. So sometimes they may not understand what we're talking about when we say you don't have that connection. Because if you ask some of our people like where you come from, they'll say Louisiana. Or they'll say like I'm people from Mississippi. Or like it's kind of put to where like the history of Black people didn't even start until off of a boat. And it's like, what about before that? Like who is
we don't know. But there's so much beauty in what happened in Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama. Like once we started rebuilding and having things of our own, there is beauty in that. And I embrace that coverage, that culture every chance I get. But you know, I just love to see people embrace everything about their cultures, but like colonization did a number on everybody. I mean, like the underwater I know in the original comic books, the underwater people were Atlantis, but like we got the Little Mermaid coming out. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed them taking like Mexican history and the natives in Mexico. Isn't that cute? I love it. Like the natives in Mexico and telling that colonization story. And I thought that was just like really interesting. And like, like you mentioned, like, Mexican people or Hispanic people, they speak Spanish, but it's like that's not even their native language, depending on what part of Central America or South America or Mexico or the islands, what island they're from. It's just kind of crazy to think about that. Like, if we're talking about any European romance language, it didn't get there because people felt like learning it. Like, you know what I mean? If we're talking about Haitians, and we're talking about, like, it's so interesting culturally, but people act like Black Americans don't have a culture, but like we didn't control where our boat stopped. Like we were, you know what I mean?
Like,
we were in charge.
They're like, that's a good stop. Right there. Yeah, you're right there.
And I will say traveling traveling has been so interesting because I see myself in so many people. Like just being around like Dominicans and Colombians and Ethiopians and everything, I'm just like, oh, why you look like my cousins? And it's like, because you kind of are. It's just it's interesting. Like, it's just interesting, it's very interesting, and I love the feeling, if everybody gets to be Wakandan for a night, like it's kind of nice. It really, it's kind of a beautiful thing.
And honestly, I agree with you 100% because I feel like in this place too, I feel like it allowed all of us to feel connected. And I don't know, like when I tell you if there was ever a place I wish I could make real, Wakanda, Talocan. Now I'm mad at me. I actually managed to go down to Talocan, but I want to go down there because that place was beautiful too.
When they were fighting, how bad did you want somebody to just snatch somebody's mask?
So bad. I can't push it because no, go ahead.
I was like, Wakandans fight with honor. Like I would have snatched a water mask off so fast.
Cause low key, like the Wakandans and some of the scenes was getting handled, and that was a part something that I know it has happened in movies though, because they're telling the story though. But like the Wakandan in me was like, I want to see Wakanda always look strong. And them scenes where I felt like they had some issues where like they were like when they got attacked. That was the only part I was like, okay, now y'all killed one of them fish girls out there, and then you send Nakia to rescue her, and like that caused a rift there. This dude named Moore is off. So y'all weren't expecting him to come and attack. And he even already threatened to attack. He said, I have more soldiers than you have blades of grass. And I felt like they just weren't aware, or they kind of just like weren't prepared for it. And, I know it's a movie though, but that was the only problem. Was like, now y'all know, as soon as Shuri came back, y'all should have had the borders up, guards up, everybody ready, because this dude is coming. Because he infiltrated y'all land at the beginning of the movie. And y'all didn't even see him coming. He didn't detect no sensors. He set nothing off. I was okay. That was the only part for me. I was like, that should have worked. But everything else was amazing. The ending, like you said, and with the time traveler like T'Challa Jr., again, spoilers, T'Challa Jr. can be grown Black Panther and get busy with this. And I wanted to ask you overall from 1 to 10, like out of 1 to 10, 7, 10, 10 out of 10, what would you rate Wakanda Forever?
Okay. See, it's hard because I can't think of a truly perfect movie. Like to me, a 10 is like a 10. I'm like, okay, so we're just gonna focus on Marvel movies. I'm giving it like an 8.5, a 9. And the only thing I could deduct is like maybe we could have made it a little shorter. I don't know what we could have cut, but we could have cut something. I do think
it was long.
It was long. It was long enough that I felt how long it was. And that means there's something we could have shaved off somewhere. I don't know where though. So, I mean, I think they did what they had to do with it. I think they created oh God, I know it's not Ryan Coogler who writes these scripts, but he is so great at creating, or whoever's in charge of this. I don't get one names wrong, but like creating a villain that I empathize with. And then I'm like, I mean, Lightweight, you're a little right. But then the villains have this next, because I watched the original right after, and then the villains have this next step where it's like, okay, yeah, but you're a little too far. Like it's always
yes,
they're always a little right, but have a little too much ego, and that's the problem. Where it's like Eric burning up all the heart-shaped herb last time. What?
Yes, that was ego. Like
that
too
was
far.
Ego. That wasn't for anybody but him. And it's kind of crazy that came into play with the next movie, and it like worked out so well with this. And then like Namor being like, we've got to protect my people, and to do that, we should destroy everyone else. I had
too far.
You had me in the first half.
Yeah. He started killing folks. Like, come on, hold on now. Now, but I do like I'm gonna have to agree with your rating too. Though. Like, there's no, I know in the review I did online I gave 10 out of 10 nowhere, but like that was my more comedic review. But as I watched objectively talking about it too, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna give it 8, 9 out of 10. I would say in this new phase of Marvel, it's one of the top two movies they made. Wakanda and Spider-Man are the leaders of this new phase they're in my opinion. The other ones, Doctor Strange, Eternals, all them other ones, they're good, but like I haven't gone back and watched them again. I didn't watch the new Thor more than once. It wasn't terrible, but yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few I've skipped and I'm not regretting it. Like I haven't heard anything that's like, you gotta see this Thor, you gotta see Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But the last one I saw in a theater was Spider-Man No Way Home, and I was like, that was amazing. And I think
Yeah.
this is right up there. They're like both really good. And I mean, they just did some fantastic stuff with these characters. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, wholeheartedly enjoyed it, y'all. And okay, we're gonna keep on with the docket though. This next subject, now this one made me laugh. It made me laugh and it made me feel bad though, because I used to teach. I used to work in the school district for years though. And this next one, I found out was teachers were fired for filming OnlyFans content on campus.
So okay, this story, break it down for me because I don't know what's going on. My first question, was it adult content? Like, were children involved in any scenes whatsoever, or no?
No, the way the story worked is they said the first report happened that I'm trying to remember what state. I think it was in the state. I believe it was Arizona. I believe this is the state. If it's wrong state, I'll correct in the comments though. But they said that as a husband and wife were both teachers were fired for they're both teachers. They're both teachers. They were filming OnlyFans content on campus after school hours, whatever. And I think in one of the classrooms or whatever, they were doing, I guess, one of those kind of scenes. And I think someone, either a parent or someone else, saw it and raised issues, concerns, and over that though, because I believe the students were the ones who also found it too. And after they, of course, they got fired, and the wife released a statement saying, and this is where of course, I agree with letting them go. You can't film this on school grounds. Okay, this is school. All right, this ain't your house. I feel now on that I do understand, but what she said was very telling to me. She was saying that they did this to supplement income. So with inflation, both of their teacher salaries together are nowhere near enough to maintain their lifestyles they have. I believe they have kids too. And so on that part, you formerly working for the school district before I comedy, able to do comedy full time, all glory to God, amen. But it was hard. I know working for the school district, we weren't making no money. Like if you work for the school district, it's because you enjoy the work. I've always enjoyed working with the youth and things like that. But them paychecks were never great. And
we do need to pay teachers more. I'm with you on that. I am absolutely with you on that. You know what I think is funny though is like, is this going to set the precedent that there should be no filming on school grounds without prior approval? Because there are a lot of TikTok teachers making bank, and a lot of them do things in a very smart way where they shoot things on campus, but the kids are never in the videos. The kids' faces are never seen, blah, 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 which is good for at least protecting their privacy. But I have always wondered, like, is it a good look for you to shoot this on campus point blank period? I think it should kind of make an either like all across the board rule, or at the very least, like no adult content, no OnlyFans content, which is just so funny because OnlyFans is trying to clean up their image so bad. Like, so they're doing some stuff with comedy. Like, I'm telling you, and I was telling somebody, I was like, someone was like, would you do an OnlyFans? Like, put your content on there because I have a special that I am going to put somewhere with a paywall because I need to get paid for it. And I love this special. And I was like, OnlyFans, when you hear it, it's, you know what I mean? If you told me M&M's made Windex, I would still think it was gonna smell like chocolate. You know what I mean? Like, it's just once you you know what I mean? Like, association is powerful. It's a powerful association. And I know Whitney Cummings has these series of roasts coming on OnlyFans, and it's like, I think that'll work, but it also helps that Whitney Cummings is someone who's kind of on the raunchy side as a comic. She like sex it makes sense. But if it was like someone like who's more of a clean comic, it really don't, like, I don't know. I was going to be the first comedian with a Mormon special, a comedy special on a Mormon network, and then also on OnlyFans, maybe. Okay, it's still up in the air. But these teachers are doing all kinds of so I almost can see. I know it seems like a crazy lapse of judgment, but I can almost see where they're like, he's over here doing the Dougie for 4 million views. Why can't I? Nobody will be able to tell what school it is.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
also, and no, to what she also said in her defense, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what you right or wrong, but in her defense, though, she did say she blocked everyone from that state accessing that content. So she made efforts to make sure, you know, everyone in the state, I believe Arizona, couldn't see their OnlyFans content.
then how
in
did the
it.
parents and kids find it?
That's what I'm figuring out too, because she said it to where she blocked everyone in the state. So no one in the state can even access their account. So I don't know how they found it, but
Were they on vacation pulling up OnlyFans? Okay, see, that's so unfair. Now I will say, at least because I've heard some stories, like there was a Taco Bell employee who got fired for having an OnlyFans. She didn't shoot any content at the Taco Bell, and a customer complained. I have to send you this link when I find, and I thought it was like,
please
because
do.
I'm like, yes, it's like I don't think your employer should have anything to say about you having other extracurricular stuff unless you sign a morality clause. And this sounds like it's a public school. It's not like it was like if I worked at a Catholic high school, then no, I guess I can't do porn. But then again, they are married. I mean, that's how God wants it.
Yeah, that was my thing too. This is a married couple doing this together consensually. Said there were no kids in it. There was off. No, it was off. You know, it was after hours and things like that. And I was like, and they married. Like this is.
You know what? I've always been an advocate for more married porn. Now, because I think there should be pornography about married people. Like, you know what I mean? I want to see two people just like struggling over their taxes. They're trying to figure right off. They're just stressed out. And then one of them stubs their toe on a Lego and he's like, let me make that better. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I want to see the monotony of real married life in a pornographic situation. Okay.
I'm with that. I like that. Real life married porn.
Like people who are really married and really stressed out. You know what I mean? I just that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And if I feel bad for this couple because I'm sure, but I mean, it kind of feels like you're leaving money at the table. People got a teacher fetish. People really do.
Man.
Like,
The
they screwed up.
And teachers, yes. I felt, look, and the thing soon was, while I believe I'm not mistaken, I think they were starting to make more money than they were doing teaching. Because I know teaching's become so crazy that there was even another story. A guy left his teaching job to go be a manager at Walmart because he made more money.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely believe it. I fully believe it. Just depending on the city. I mean, I'm hearing about these teachers, especially in like the technology valley in San Francisco, like sleeping in their cars. They can't afford to live in the districts they teach in. It's getting out of control. I think we need housing vouchers for teachers so they can like live like it's
some form of tax break somewhere to allow these teachers housing. Either give them, you know, in Texas we have the Lone Star card. That's, you know, food stamps, EBT out here. You know, something, some kind of voucher where they can get their food for free. They need, because it's not the money is not balancing out though, and educators are very frustrated. Like me myself, when I was teaching, I thought I was starting the OnlyFans myself. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't gonna bust it open. I was gonna do like stable guy stuff, like pay my bills, you know, cut the grass, stuff that I know it's an audience for that kind of stuff. Women looking for stable dudes, I was gonna do that. You know what I mean?
That is a thing. There was a whole thing. I have a friend of mine, and this is like, she considers herself a demisexual. So she likes to watch these videos where a guy is like, hey babe, are your shoulders tired? Come here. Let me give you a back rub. Like they love that.
Yes. Yeah.
Like male intimacy is like a real selling point. You keep all your clothes on. Just like pretend to listen to their stories. Oh, really? Tell me about it.
Yes. I'm gonna do a full 3-hour video of me just doing it. Mm-hmm. You said that last time, I remember.
Is that how bad women need to be listened to? That's so sad. That's so sad. I mean, the bar is in hell, fellas. It's in hell.
It is in hell. It really is in hell. Devil's trying to live up like, come on, y'all can do better than this one. He's trying to, God, fellas. But it's the truth. It's the truth. But before we get out of here, though, and again to y'all, I want to make sure, do not forget to follow their very funny Jasmine Ellis, y'all. She is so funny. We've been laughing already. It ain't already been half an hour. I bet y'all even realize it's been 30 minutes already. Yeah, y'all even realize it, have you? And this is what you will get as part of the bonus if you join our Laughter Family Patreon, a bonus episode every single week where we'll talk about topics that we probably can't talk about on the main page because it'll get flagged. So it'll be more stuff for us. We'll have fun, lots of laughs in there. And every episode should be about an hour. We're doing a tighter episode today, though, because we're both on the time crunch. So each episode should be about a good hour for y'all. This was a little bit shorter, though, but, next one's going to be a lot longer, though. And before we get out of here, we have a segment on here that I created. And I want to do this. It's called Guess That Set. All right? Guess That Set is a segment on here. I want all my guests on here. We're going to do about 3 to 5 rounds real quick. And I'm going to see. And I know Jasmine Ellis is a pro with this, though. She's probably going to kill all of them. I'm going to give each person 10 seconds to guess each set that you see on the screen. These are from popular TV shows that I watched because growing up, I lived in the ghetto, and my mama let me go outside like that, though. So I watched TV a lot. I grew up in Broadway Square, Southeast Houston, so it's very dangerous where I grew up at. Stayed in the house a lot, though, so I watched TV a lot, though. So that's why I created the segment. We get started right now. Jasmine Ellis, you will have 10 seconds for each set, and I will move on. If you get all these right, you get nothing. It's not really anything with it, though. It's just something fun to do for the audience. That's it.
I was really excited. You said it like a news, like a game show anchor. I was like, I get nothing.
No.
The satisfaction of winning. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't take that from me.
Yeah. And we're gonna get started. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Guess that set.
Okay. Pink couch. The door opens to the kid. Oh, I know this one. I know this one because the staircase is infamous because a little girl ran up them stairs and never came back down. This is Family Matters. That is
correct. That is correct. That is correct, girl. Hold on. You got it right.
Shout out to Judy Winslow. We never saw her again. She never came down.
Never again. Never again. That's so sad. I feel so bad for that girl. Judy Fox, Mrs. Foxworthy. Next set. You got, hold on, let me say it again. 10 seconds. Guess that set.
Oh, see, the stairs are doing it for it again because we got the infamous Ray Charles Night and Day. So this is the Cosby Show. The Cosby Show. That is the classic Cosby Show original. Because I feel like they changed it later, but that's like the first couple of seasons for sure, right?
Yep. Cosby Show is correct. That's right. That's right.
I watched a lot of TV and I love classic television. So this is, I'm sorry. I'm going to be above and beyond on this one.
No, she's been killing because first of all, them Ray Charles scenes are so man. Like one of my favorite. Look, the singing scenes on Cosby Show. Baby, listen, we're running. Baby. I love it, man. Good times.
Good times. Not good times. It wasn't good times, but yes.
I see what you did there. I see what you did. That set might be in here too. We gonna see.
Okay, we'll see.
Guess that's it.
Okay. Something is telling me this is not a Black sitcom. I don't know how to explain it, but like it's. I just feel like the Black moms kept it a little clean. I don't know how to explain it. This is not a Black sitcom. I don't know why. I think we're supposed to perceive these people as kind of poor, but it's not Good Times because I know that Good Times set left and right, and they have that painting with the juke joint. So it's not. No, it can't be All in the Family because there's a piano in the living room in All in Family. You know what? I'm gonna go by the age of that Coke can. It's Roseanne. Is it Roseanne?
Roseanne is correct.
Yes.
I'm crying laughing, y'all. Look, we're gonna expire that 10-second rule. We don't need that, man. This is funny. This is way better. Forget that rule. Jasmine, let's go to the next one.
The way my brain works is so weird. Okay.
Wait. The fact that you saw the Coke can.
Or is it? It's like it's you know me. It's like cola. Like it's A&W. It's probably like fake, but like I feel like that era of can is like that time period. It's like mid 90s. I was almost gonna say Mama's Family, but I was like that's a little too niche. Like,
oh yeah. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 2 more. We got 2 more on here.
Okay.
Guess this set.
Oh, this is easy. There you look. There's a hand to hold on to. Full House. I could not remember the name of this show, right?
Full House is correct. Milkman,
I know that
the
couch.
Boy, evening TV. You were correct.
Yes,
very good.
I know these couches are iconic. They really sat around. Oh man, you're making me want like I have a very ugly couch. So you're making me want a new couch.
Couches set the tone, y'all. Like this next one is infamous. Guess this set.
Okay. When I see this room, my brain goes, wham, wham, wham. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is it Sanford and Son?
No, not Sanford and Son.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh no! Okay, you're saying this couch is iconic. It's old. This is definitely the 70s. It's very fuzzy, but it's not Three's Company. Because Three's Company was like, it was supposed to be younger people. This is a family. This is a family. You can tell by the blanket. It's a family. This is definitely, it's not Good Times, because Good Times wouldn't have no stairs like this. Is it All in the Family this time? Was I wrong about the piano?
No, it's not All in the Family. Now, I will say the furniture maybe from the 70s, though, but this show was popular in the 90s.
The show was popular in the 90s. The furniture's from the 70s, so they're poor. So, they're supposed to have furniture from 20 years ago, so they're poor. But it's popular in the 90s. Oh, it's definitely not Living Single. It's definitely not Fresh Prince. It's definitely not Family Matters, because I already said that. It's definitely not Full House. It's not Boy Meets World. I don't know. I legit don't know. I'm so sorry. What is it?
No problem. This one is Married with Children.
Oh, they were like kind of sort of poor. You know what? And I hate to say this, but like the white people couches are dirtier. Have you noticed? And maybe it was like, like not to like, because at the time, I'm sure a lot of like, we were so divided as a country. I'm sure a lot of white Americans didn't know Black families, so they didn't want people's introduction to them to be like, look how dirty they are. But like the white family houses are not as clean looking. It's just everything. Wow, that I did not get that one. You know what though? I hated Married with Children because I feel like it was just like a really hot, horny wife being completely denied sexually by her invalid husband for no reason. And I think as the audience, we're supposed to be like, oh, she's so annoying. It's like literally all she wants is her booty rubbed. Like, all she wants.
That's so true.
I hated Al Bundy. I really did. I feel like he was a jerk.
Jazz got legit beef with Al Bundy.
Yes, Peggy could have done better. So I think that's why I blocked that one out.
I'll agree. I honestly, I always thought she had a thing for Griff. Griff was Al Bundy's black friend. I don't know if you remember him, whatever, but he was.
No, I don't remember Griff. But they should have run off in the sunset together because Al hated her.
Because Peggy was so fine. I was like, how are you upset with this girl? It's beautiful, very beautiful. Hold on, I'm gonna give you some redemption. I'm gonna give you one more though, because you gotta redeem because you're on a roll. Redemption, all right. Now this one, I'm gonna see if you can get it. All right, this one, all right. Now, pretty popular show too, from the 90s, early 2000s is whatever. When did they end? Yeah. They started in the 90s. They wrapped the 2000s. Guess that set.
Oh, Friends, easy.
Boom! Look at that, man. You want to do a couple? I mean, you're so good at this, man. You want to do a couple more? You cool?
Sure. That one was easy though. Nobody else has those iconic purple walls. Nobody else has purple walls.
Now this one's gonna be hard. All right. Now this one took me a good 2 hours to figure out myself though. So
I'm
I don't know
about
if
to whoop you on this. I just know it.
Let's see. Guess this set.
Oh, well, that's not oh, I guess it's The Simpsons, but done as claymation.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. I'm just Simpsons.
Did that throw you off? Because it is an animated series, and they took it out of the Simpsons style animation, but everything was the same. The sailboat. I watch The Simpsons every day at 6:30. But
yes, Fox 26.
Yes,
I hear Houston.
I did that every day, and then me and my husband now we have Disney Plus, and as soon as he gets off work, if I'm home, we just go Simpsons at 6:30, and we put it on while we make dinner because it's just like we only watch like the first 8 seasons, then repeat it because after that it gets not good. But yeah, I've got it. One more.
And I'll say too, when the episode where they did Homer in 3D for the first time, that was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen that time. Like, do you remember when you first watched it? You're like, oh my god, I can't believe this did this.
Yeah, and when he's like walking down the street and he's all scared, I'm like, oh my gosh. I used to think that, and watch it again, the animation does not look that good.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Given today's climate. We're spoiled
It was
now.
terrible. Very spoiled. That stuff was awful graphics, man. Like if you go back and random, go back and watch the first Spider-Man 2002. Terrible graphics, man. Terrible. Terrible. I'm sorry. We'll move on. Guess that set.
I think I know what it is, but then I feel like I'm wrong. My first instinct is to say Seinfeld, but Seinfeld is notoriously brown. It is a very brown show, and that kitchen's very blue. What?
Seinfeld is actually correct.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Why do I feel like everything was brown in Seinfeld?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they may have changed sets early though, but I know for sure this was that I think that season 1 set. Seinfeld fans in the comment sections, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section because I know we got Seinfeld.
Maybe they just always wore brown clothes. Like I just feel like there's just something leather and brown at all times, and this scene is much more blue than I remember. But yeah, Seinfeld feels right.
I feel that way too. I bet, yeah.
That was good. This was fun.
Yes. I'm glad y'all like it. Yes. Okay. I got some on here. We're going to see this one. What's this next one? Okay. Guess this set.
It's the 70s for sure because of the palm trees. But maybe not Golden Girls. I know girls like the back of my hand. Definitely the 70s. Dang, this is whipping me. Oh, I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say Three's Company.
Oh yeah, you got it. Dang it, yes. I thought I had you stumped.
Because they were young, swinging, hip, and I think the show's set in like California or Miami. Like Mr. Robertson always had on like Hawaiian shirt. Like yes, it was. Yeah. If you see that wood paneling, it's supposed to be somewhere warm.
That was very good, Jasmine. You are very good at this game. I look forward to having you back. Jasmine Ellis is one of I want to say co-pilot or co-star, but you're going to see her on here regularly, though. She's a very amazing talent. Miss Jasmine Ellis, before we get out here, please tell them where they can follow you, where they can see any upcoming projects, or where they can just get any of your stuff.
Awesome. Well, I am on everything at Jasmine Ellis Comedy, just like you see. Check out my website, JasmineEllisComedy.com. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all those good things. I have 2 comedy specials you can check out. One is called Nobody's Queen. It is a clean comedy special that you can stream on Dry Bar Comedy's app and their website. And then I also have a comedy album that I self-produced called Trash Baby. It's a little bit more PG-13. It's a good time, but don't listen to it in front of the kids. And you can hear tracks from both of those projects on Sirius XM. So keep looking out for me.
Y'all, Jasmine Ellis again, y'all, is very funny, very talented. Be sure to follow her. Thank you for joining me today so much. Look forward to having you next time. Everyone, please do me a favor. Please like, comment, share this video. This is the first episode of my podcast, Off the Clock, so I'm very excited about it. We will be back again next week. I don't care if this gets 1 view with 10,000, whatever it is, we ain't stopping. Consistency is key, and I'll see you guys right back here next week. Laughter Family Patreon, you will have a bonus episode coming in a couple days, though. So if you want to get the bonus episode, more content with myself, Jasmine, and the rest of the Laughter Family team over here, sign for our Patreon right now. But other than that, we